Namaste students. I hope you all are fine. Our today's topic is digital payments from chapter 4 business services. Today I am going to explain you the concept of digital payments and the different types of digital payments. Let's start the topic. Digital payments. Digital payments define as any payment made using digital instruments, that is electronic modes. When we pay something with the help of electronic modes, that is known as a digital payments. If we talk about of cash payments, first we have to withdraw the cash from bank and then only we'll be able to do the transactions. Whereas through digital payment system, the desired amount gets directly transferred from one bank account to another bank account. This digital payment system is directly related to the internet and electronic device. The Government of India has been taking several measures to promote and encourage digital payments in the country. Under the scheme of Digital India, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, different new techniques of digital payments are being launched. The people who don't know the use of smartphones and internet, for them also Aadhaar card linked digital payment has been started. For making this digital payment, it is essential that the user should have a bank account linked with the account and with his mobile. There are various types of modes of digital payments. These banking cards, USSD, Aadhaar enabled payment system, UPI, this mobile wallets, point on sale machines, micro ATMs, mobile banking, internet banking. With the help of all these types, we can easily pay for any goods with the help of electronic modes. First is banking cards. They are plastic cards issued by the banks to the account holder, and they contain a magnetic strip and are linked with the bank account of the card holder. They are used for making digital payments. These cards have the name of card holder, name of issuer, and the unique card number printed on it. By using these cards, the card holder can easily and safely make any payment, namely payment for the goods purchased from any shop, for goods for purchase through any medium of internet and all, the person can pay easily. In the use of cards for making safe payments, two factors are required. First is PIN, personal identification number, and the OTP, which is one-time password. PIN is given by the bank at the time of issuing of card. When the banks issue the card, then they provide us a PIN number, and OTP is always displayed on the registered mobile numbers. And the card holder to the card holder during the transactions. These cards we can use on point of sale machines, ATMs, micro ATMs. For online transaction, we use these cards. These cards are mainly of two types, debit card and credit cards. We all know the debit card and the credit card. Debit cards are connected with the bank account only, and whenever we do the payments, whenever we purchase something, the payment directly goes from our bank account. On the other hand, credit card is a credit facility which is provided to the card holder, mainly those who have a current account in a bank. In this, when we purchase something, the payment is made by the bank. Next is Aadhaar enabled payment system. AEPS is such a digital payment system under which the user can do financial transactions by presenting his Aadhaar number and fingerprints. The user can use this facility only when his bank account is linked with the Aadhaar card. The main condition is the bank account should be linked with the Aadhaar card. In order to give this facility, the government has provided micro ATMs. With the help of these micro ATMs, the person can do the transactions. The use of this facility is mainly done for the following, which is balance inquiry, cash deposit, cash withdrawal, and Aadhaar to Aadhaar fund transfer. This scheme is launched by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi on April 14, 2017. With the help of this, we can easily do the transaction if our bank account is linked with the Aadhaar card. These all services we can do with the help of AEPS. It's a method of digital payment under which by using Aadhaar number and fingerprints, it become possible to do the financial transactions. So financial transaction, the payments, the cash deposit, withdraw, all the things we can do with the help of this AEPS. For this we need a micro ATMs. Now come to the process of use AEPS. How we use this Aadhaar enabled payment system. For this, first of all, we have to enter the Aadhaar number in the micro ATM. This is a diagram for the process. After entering the Aadhaar number in the micro ATM, we have to type the transaction, balance inquiry we want to do, cash withdrawal, etc. Then we choose the bank which is linked with the Aadhaar. After that, we enter the value of transaction. Then a scanning of fingerprints will be done. After that, we'll receive the transaction slip. And after that, our transaction will be completed. So this is the complete process how we can use Aadhaar enabled payment system by using micro ATMs. Clear? First of all, we have to go to the micro ATM, then we'll put the Aadhaar number, then we choose the transaction. After that, for the authentication, our fingerprints will be scanned, and after that we'll receive the transaction slip. Yes, our transaction is completed. Next is USSD, which is unstructured supplementary service data. This is a method of digital payment through which a user can do financial transaction with the mobile having basic features by getting it linked with the bank account. See, with this service, it is possible to do banking transaction in India even without internet and smartphone. There is no need of internet and smartphone if we are using this service, unstructured supplementary service, digital supplementary service data. In this, we have to dial *99# with his registered mobile. With the help of menu displayed on the screen, the user can perform the transactions like balance inquiry, fund transfer, etc. Yes, to transfer the funds from one account to another account, the user requires the registered mobile number and the mobile money identifier, which we used to say MMID, for the authentication. The use of MPN, mobile banking personal identification, issued by the bank only, and with the help of MPIN and MMID are given to the user by the bank at the time of registration of mobile. This is the process. First we will dial *99#, then we enter the bank name, select the transaction type, enter the beneficiary name and his identity number. After that, amount, and then we'll enter our PIN, which is given by the bank, and then our transaction will be complete. This is unstructured supplementary service data. Next is e-wallet. E-wallet is a good medium for keeping currency in a digital form. Just as we keep our cash in the physical form in our purse, similarly, e-wallet is an electronic purse in which we can store the cash in electronic form. Now, this electronic purse we can use by downloading an e-wallet app in the smartphone or laptop. E-wallet is an app, or you can say software, which the user downloads in his smartphone, laptop, tablet, etc. Most of the banks and the private companies have their own e-wallet apps available. Like you must have heard Paytm, Mobic, Airtel Money, Axis Bank Lime, ICICI Pocket, etc. So with the help of all these transactions, we can keep our we can keep our cash in electronic form in this wallet. Now this is the process of using e-wallet. First of all, we have to download the e-wallet app. Then we'll make our e-wallet ID by entering the mobile number. After that, we load the e-wallet with money. Now from our bank account, we'll transfer money in our e-wallet. And for making payment, we'll use the beneficiary's mobile number or e-wallet ID, whatever he'll provide us. In this way, the money will get transferred into the receiver's e-wallet. So this is the process by which we can transfer money. We can use this e-wallet for the digital payments. So girls, these are the different types. With the help of these types, we can easily make the digital payments. Next is UPI, which is Unified Payment Interface. UPI is a mobile-based software or application by using which anywhere or anytime fund can be transferred between bank accounts. We can do this mainly this different financial transaction like payment of goods purchased, payment of taxi fare, payment of movie tickets, payment of air tickets, payment of mobile recharge and all. In order to use the facility of UPI, the user has to download the UPI app in the smartphone, and most of the banks in India, I think it's 29-30, have their own UPI app available. Besides, the government has launched an app, Bheem. You must have heard the name Bheem, Bharat Interface for Money. In normal mobile banking, in order to transfer the fund, we require the money information about the beneficiary. But under this, we don't need anything. We can easily pay through this UPI. And now we have this process. Registration process is different and the sending money process is different. For registration, we have to download the UPI app. Then we choose the unique virtual ID, select the bank, go give the account detail for first time only, and then set your mobile personal identification number. This you will select there only. After that, you can send money with the help of this UPI. You'll choose send money option in this app. After that, you'll enter the payee to whom you want to pay, the payee's virtual ID on this UPI. Then you'll enter the amount. After that, if you have a multiplier, many virtual IDs you have, you'll choose all that. After that, you'll confirm the details, enter your remarks, and then you'll enter your mobile personal identification number, and then you will click on send. So this UPI is a digital payment system which is available 24/7. All the bank's account can be linked with the same UPI app. We required only one app, and with the help of that one app only, we can link our different bank accounts. And by using this virtual ID, the complete bank details remains confidential. Next is quick response code. This you must have heard, QR codes. It refers to the method of digital payment under which the user makes the payment by scanning in his smartphone the specific pattern which contain the details of merchant bank account and stuck by the merchant on the point of sale. Point of sale is basically a machine with the help of which the seller takes the payment. QR code on point of sale or merchant's outlet is easiest medium of self payment. You must have seen that some persons pays these things in their shops, and when you ask for the payment, they tell us to scan this and then pay. So this payment is known as a QR code payment. The user can transfer the desired amount into the receiver bank account by scanning the pattern in his smartphone, and for this they have to use a mobile app which has a QR code option for making the payment. Like in Paytm also we have a payment. Now how we'll generate this QR code? First of all, we have to download the mobile app, then we link it with the bank account, then there is an option of generating the QR code. Then we take a print, and this will stick this print to our in our shop. and whenever anyone will ask for the payment, we'll tell them to scan this and then pay. The money will directly goes to our bank account. Now next is the process of making payment through QR code. If you want to make payment, then how we will make? Process of making payment through QR code. First of all, we have to open the bank's app, or with the help of UPI app also we can scan the code. Then we tap the option scan QR code, or then we scan. We will scan the seller's QR code with the camera. Then we enter the payment amount and remarks why we are paying, and then we enter the PIN for the authentication, and then the money will be transferred in that person's account. Your parents must have used these things for paying the amount to any other person. It's simply, first of all, the person has to generate the QR code and then they can easily pay. Next is internet banking. You all know this internet banking. Internet banking is such a method of digital payment under which a customer can do different financial transactions through the medium of bank website. They can perform the different financial transaction through the medium of bank website. We can know the details of transaction. We can transfer the fund, any payment of bills. We can send a request for the checkbook. For TDS detail, we can ask. We can open FD and RD. We can close FD and RD to make payment. FD and RD means fixed deposit and recurring deposit. Any payment through the credit card and all we can pay. The facility of internet banking nowadays is automatically provided by all the banks. When the account is open, we can also request the bank for it. In the internet banking, after the registration, the bank provide the customer a login ID and the password. The password you can change also. Certain banks provide two passwords instead of one. Namely, one password is for login and another password is for transaction password. With the help of this login password, you can it's meant for the login net banking only. You can check your bank. You can check your balance. You can transferring the fund. You need a transaction ID also, transaction password also. With the help of bank account on internet only, you can NEFT and RTGS also you can do. Next is mobile banking. Mobile banking is also same. With the help of mobile, you can do all the transactions. And for this, you have to download a special app on your smartphone, tablet or iPad, etc. And easily you can do your financial transactions. The main facilities available in mobile apps are balance inquiry you can do, check status inquiry, checkbook request you can send, you can transfer your funds, bill payments you can do, or minimum balance alert also you can check. And for this you need a mobile personal identification number, and by using this you can do all the transaction with the help of mobile app. See this, though everyone nowadays, this mobile banking everyone is using. They are using their iPads, tablets, smartphones for transferring, for doing this financial transaction over the mobile phone only. And for this they need a app, and the app is also related with the bank. See, almost all the banks has provided us a app these days. Now, what is the difference between UPI app and mobile banking? See, every bank has a separate mobile app, that is for mobile banking. But in UPI, a virtual ID is given and several banks can be generated at the same time. Second, mobile app is meant for the normal transaction only, but UPI app is generated for transferring funds with the fast speed. See, in mobile app is only related with that particular bank, only related with that one particular bank. But this UPI, under UPI we have several banks. To make payments with the mobile app, we need the bank details. But with the help of this UPI, we doesn't need any bank account detail. We only need the virtual ID of that payee person. See, when we are transferring fund from one mobile app to another mobile app, that then we need that bank details of that person. But when we are transferring money through this UPI app, we don't need any bank detail. We only need the UPI virtual ID of that particular person. So this is the different types. These are the different types of digital payments. I hope I made you clear all the types of digital payments.